Currently, among the community, there's a huge excitement about peritoneal vaginoplasty. Is it a safe technique? And is also misconception that is a less invasive surgery. What do you feel about all this?
Yeah, if any new technique comes, there is naturally a lot of excitement, and that is what is happening with peritoneal vaginoplasty. See, modified penile inversion and sigmoid are gold standard techniques. Today, we do the procedure, we can predict that this is going to happen on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, 3 months, 6 months, 5 years, 10 years. One can predict, and that prediction is going because these are gold standard techniques and have been present since many decades. Same is not true for peritoneal vaginoplasty. It's a newer technique, and though bowel anastomosis is not involved when we compare it to sigmoid, but it involves a lot of dissection of the peritoneum. What is peritoneum? It is the inner lining of the abdominal cavity, and inside the inner lining are present all the vital organs. So our GI surgery team, which is extremely good, does a laparoscopic or a robotic dissection of these peritoneum, and then this peritoneum membrane is brought down. It is very thin. If you compare to sigmoid, it's got a nice wall, but this is very thin lining, and then this lining is brought down to the introitus area, and this forms the lining of the vaginal cavity. Now there are various methods to do it. Some call it peritoneal pull through, and different surgeons do it different ways. Like I've talked to many surgeons who do it. So there is a famous surgeon from Thailand. What he does is he mobilizes the entire peritoneum and brings it down, but forms the rest of the cavity with scrotal skin graft. So only upper 2 inches of the vaginal cavity is lined with peritoneum, and rest 4 inches is lined with the scrotal skin graft. Usually, most of the surgeons try to interdigitate some tissue. Like in our case, we use some penile flap because we don't want pink mucosa to be seen at the right at the introitus. So for some distance, we try to interdigitate with the other tissue as well. There are really many techniques. When I talk to surgeons, I find that there's no one technique that all of them use. They have developed their own techniques for this. And yes, long-term results are not available. There is some change in lining which occurs, and sometimes some areas do not heal and granulations also occur in this. So overall, long-term results are yet to be seen. It is definitely a new technique, and we have been doing it.